Podcast for life.
Doggy Charles. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. The microphone messiah. Yeah. It's the microphone messiah. And Mr. No Days Off. Microphone messiah. Mr. No Days Off. Phil, Brandon, what's good, y'all? Let's go. Bullet Cast host. Look, this is the time for us to be great on podcasts. Let you know this is the time and how the vibe lasts. This is the feeling of time and when we on it. You know we got no time for no opponent.
Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, the microphone messiah, Phillip Brandon, joined by the Canadian destroyer, BT Brandon Tanguma. We are here to do another Bullet Cast. Brandon, what's going on, man?
What's up, everyone? Hopefully everyone had a lovely Thanksgiving last week. We're here. We're back. You know, wrestling world never stops, even though it's the holiday season.
Absolutely. We got quite a few things to talk about. We're gonna get through this. It's gonna be a shorter episode. The Gift Exchange starring
Or I'll just be late to work. It's fine.
Possibly.
I don't care.
The Gift Exchange starring Nikki Bella is gonna be on Google platforms. Google's making movies now.
I don't know. I mean, everyone has movies. Tubi has movies. Google has movies. I don't know. I mean, shout out Nikki Bella, respectfully, of course.
Oh yeah, no, this seems like one of those. Seems like a Hallmark gimmick, but I guess it's a Google Hallmark adjacent gimmick.
I mean, yeah, you know, like I said, everyone has movies, especially like Google or Amazon. Like they'll make their own and they'll like push it on their little platforms because you know Google has the TVs or Google has their streaming services or whatever streaming stick that you can plug in, and so like it'll advertise it. So you know. You might poo-poo it because it's not, you know, on television or a Hallmark movie or some big mainstream thing. But, you know, a gig's a gig as long as the check cashes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One of my mom watches that show 911. I guess one of the dudes from that is in this. And then the Kelsey brothers' mom is in this.
I mean, last year, my mom loves her Hallmark Christmas movies. Last year, they did a Hallmark football movie with the Chiefs. So there was Donna Kelsey, which is the Kelsey brothers' mom. She was in it. Andy Reid, San Francisco State legends. Andy Reid, shout out to them. This year they did a Bills one. So, yeah, like everyone gets a movie. Everyone can be in a movie these days.
Where's ours?
I don't know. We just got to keep grinding, I guess.
Yep. Speaking of somebody that's keeping grinding, the Big Show, can he still go? He was on Not Sam Live on the Sirius XM network. You know, they got a good thing going over there with Pro Wrestling Nation. The live wrestling talk 24/7 over there. Like the coaches on there, Peter Rosenberg, etc. But Big Show stopped by. Sam Robertson talked about how he's had some recent surgeries and how he's not done in the ring yet. So no more BS. Has another one in him.
I mean, you know, he's 53 years old. Going to turn 54 in February, so I had to look that up real quick. You know, he's been kind of loosely associated with these like Rizzler, you know, Big Boom AJ matches in AEW recently. He's not a commentator anymore because Dark isn't a thing. So, you know, he's still on the AEW roster, but his appearances have been limited. I don't know what his exact contributions to the company, you know, week to week, month to month are, but you know, he's had his matches here and there. They haven't really been that big of a deal. Like I remember I went to the All Out show in Chicago. That was in 2021, and he wrestled, I think, QT Marshall. No, I think did he wrestle? I want to say it was QT Marshall. It was either him or it could have even been Miro. But who did he wrestle? Let's see. Just a loaded show. CM Punk's return.
Miro, right?
At first I want to say QT Marshall, but then for whatever reason Miro came to mind. But because I remember like he won or something happened, and then like I immediately left to go get these crappy nachos that the cheese was so cold. It wasn't even like the hot fondue cheese. It was just like a cup of cheese. I was so mad. No, Miro wrestled Eddie Kingston in the opener. Yeah, Paul White defeated QT Marshall. Yeah, okay, so that was the match after the CM Punk match. So it was in between the Punk match and the main event with Kenny Omega and Christian Cage. So he was the buffer match in between the two main event, quote unquote. So yeah, I mean, you know, Paul White hasn't really been around too much, but if you know, I mean, WWE's calling. I bet a WWE paycheck for one last Big Show match probably wouldn't be too bad.
Do we get a Jerry Show retirement run in 2026?
Maybe. I mean, if we're
Yeah.
trying to hit all the play all the nostalgia clips.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I saw Big Show during this was my first time ever actually seeing him that close in person during WrestleMania weekend. He was sitting the majority of the time because all the ailments and being that large. But hopefully all the surgeries are working out and we can see him have one more last dance. Jimmy Hart's megaphone was stolen at WrestleCade. WrestleCade happened this past weekend. All the big stars were there. All the big stars were there, and that's crazy, man. I'm still from the mouth of the South, man.
Why are we stealing megaphones? And if a megaphone turns up, there's only one Jimmy Hart. We know like they're often imitated, never duplicated. We're gonna know if that thing pops up on eBay someday that who stole it.
Stole my megaphone, baby.
Shout out to Electra Lopez. Respectfully, she was also trending for her appearance at WrestleCade. Looks like she may have gotten some upgrades.
Wait, what happened?
It was just people. So this is a TikTok thing. Like I get wrestling TikToks. There's like this one wrestling TikTok guy who like it is kind of strange because he just like will record people just like walking. Like I've seen him like record like Samoa Joe like in a coffee shop or something. But like since it was WrestleCade, there's a lot of people. Like I saw Eugene, I saw Electra Lopez, I saw Mina Shirakawa, I saw all these different wrestlers that were at WrestleCade, and Electra Lopez. I don't know what her name is now that she's not with WWE, but
it's Carissa Rivera or something like that.
Yeah, she the internet was doing what the internet does when there may be a attractive woman on the internet. I'll just say that.
What happened?
Maybe let's just say she may have got some. She may have went to Brazil to get some sort of thing lifted.
What? Wait, what?
And this is the kind of talk. This is the kind of
okay. I
you see it.
Yeah.
May have also got some other things done as well. Maybe like more towards the face, but people were focusing on the lift action.
Okay. All right.
Being in retail, being at the San Leandro Nike, if you want to come slide through, I hook your boy up. I've honestly would say I've never really seen a lot of lifts in person. But being in that store in the past year, I've seen many lifts. Some respectfully good, some not so much.
Okay.
Yep. And this is some Bulletcast After Dark at 9:45 in the morning. So
all right.
We're on demon time already.
Freddie Prinze Jr. says ESPN is unhappy with the WWE deal. I know Freddie Prinze used to work at WWE. Where did he get this information?
Well, I guess
he's for ESPN.
He has friends that work with ESPN, and Freddie Prinze Jr. very connected in the entertainment world.
That is true. He is. I mean,
and he came out and said that the people at ESPN are quote unquote unhappy with the deal. And I mean, to be honest, like I don't know what they were expecting. We've seen this many times before with WWE. They overpromise and underdeliver. It happened all the way back with the Fox deal. They were saying they were going to get like whatever 10 million people, or there's so many untapped wrestling fans, and we're going to get all these people in. And no, they were just drawing a little bit better than what they were doing in USA, but not too much. The Netflix deal reportedly hasn't been a big old success, and then now ESPN, which the ESPN thing, it's not really a WWE thing. I think it's more of an ESPN thing. That thing is a complete debacle. I mean, the trying to figure out what's ESPN Unlimited and ESPN Plus. I mean, I've been very transparent that I just use a VPN. I just go on Netflix because I have YouTube TV. YouTube TV and ESPN had their little spat a couple weeks ago. It's been fixed. I go on the internet. It tells me that I get ESPN Unlimited, but it's not going to be till 2026. So, yeah. I put more of the fault on ESPN than WWE, but in recent history, WWE definitely does try to boost themselves up, and then they kind of lead themselves up to failure. Because in this day and age, with such all the entertainment and so much stuff out there, like if you don't like wrestling, I don't think people are going to pick up wrestling. Like it's not, the 70s or 80s where there's 4 channels on, and if Saturday Night's Main Event's on, then people are like, oh, I'll check this out. It just doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, people are they're getting up in arms too about a lot of things are leaving Peacock, man. And then they're putting up all these like vault pages on YouTube. Uh
I mean, it's nice that there's so much free stuff on YouTube, but there's gonna be a lot of like stuff just lost. Not lost because they'll have it, but just not available to the public.
I mean, is that stuff going on Netflix internationally right now, or?
I mean, you get like the pay-per-view libraries on Netflix, but the Raw, like I've said, I want to watch every single Attitude Era Raw. You can't do that. It was the same on the U.S. Netflix as the international Netflix. They have pick and choose some Netflix. They have some Raws from that era, and then it just like completely jumps from like 2004 to 2020. Early 20s. But then obviously they have every single 25 one because that's on Netflix.
Well, did Peacock did it get upgraded to everything?
I mean, what is your definition of everything? Like they had every single Raw, they had every single SmackDown, NXTs.
Yeah, they have everything?
They had all the territories for the most part. Maybe there was like a couple things missing, but with those territory tapes, some of them might have been lost to time because they'd re-record over pre-existing tapes of shows. So I would say for the most part, like everything from the network was on Peacock, I think, at one point.
Oh, the network was, oh God, it was ahead of its time. The network was truly ahead of its time. I miss it.
Yeah, I still remember like that day. I was a day one guy. I bought it, was there for the entire time. There was a little bit of technical difficulties beforehand, but WrestleMania 30 was that first big show, and never looked back. But here we are,
Yeah,
11 years later, and now we need to have like 3 different subscriptions to watch our WWE stuff.
I miss it.
Hmm.
I miss it. I miss it. I miss it. Um, Bailey talks about talent leaving shows early. She was on the 6 Feet Under podcast with Mr. Undertaker. Yeah, she says talent are just leaving shows early. Like she said, Cena stayed and watched everything Roman did. Seth will be there at the front monitor, and if talent comes back, you know, they'll ask for his advice. And then when he comes back from the main event, everybody's gone. I was like, wow, you stay, guys, you stay for the show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a wrestler, I don't know, but I've heard the stories, and everyone, unless you're you know, the Hulk Hogan's or the Brunos or whoever, like in those early days where they put you on in the before intermission, so then you could leave to beat the crowd and also maybe make another town because you're doing a 2 a day. Like for the most part, you stay, unless like I said, unless there's like a safety hazard because you're a big bad heel. But yeah, it's kind of a respect thing, one big locker room type thing. So unfortunately, it's more of a company, more of a corporation, but even like at your job, like even though you might not be done with something, maybe if you're supposed to be there till 7, you know, stay till 7.
Yeah. What Lana did an interview recently, and she said, what TKO is making everybody pay for tickets now. That's a big change.
Yeah, I heard that they're not as, they're not as lenient with the free tickets, which I mean, a couple years ago when they were selling all the houses and they were charging, up the ass for all those tickets, it made somewhat sense, but you'd think you'd be able to comp some people, like like I don't know. I ain't getting free tickets, so I don't know how that works.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she just yeah, I saw she just explained that like when she was there, like she, Mir or Rusev had to buy her tickets or she bought her ticket or whatever. Yeah, I do remember like in the Total Divas days, they'd be talking about like, well, Mania's coming up and I'm gonna need some tickets. You remember like those conversations on there?
Yeah, I mean, like even like in sports, like teams, I think every player like gets some sort of comp tickets. But like if they were to go to like the Super Bowl or like some the Super Bowl, you would have to pay those out of pocket or it gets taken out of your check, which that would make sense because it is the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
But it's like when it's every show, that's a little wild.
yeah. Seth Rollins out of Sling. There were photos going around of Seth freaking Rollins outside of the Sling in San Diego.
He was on the Rich Eisen show this past, I think maybe yesterday or the day
That's where
before.
this whole ruse started.
And he talked
The
about
first time.
how he's out of he's out of his brace. So, we talked a week or two ago about how he's trying to get out of the brace so that he get to training, so then he can maybe make it till February or something for WrestleMania. So we're still in that timeline for a return maybe at the Royal Rumble. But obviously with the Masked Man and the reports backstage that he was there at the Survivor Series, everyone's going to be looking at Seth Rollins. I mean, do you think the person who was in the mask is actually the person, or are they going to do a Black Scorpion gimmick where he's there, but it's going to actually just be a different person the entire time?
Well, that's the beauty of not unmasking the guy. It could be a different person every time. They just need to be of somewhat similar build. That's it.
Yeah,
But I mean, bro, he did the kick and the stomp at Seth Rollins.
that'd be too obvious.
Yeah, it's Seth Rollins, bro. Like, what are we doing? Darby Allin hospitalized.
Yeah, so this one's a little bit of a mystery. He had his match with Kevin Knight last week in the Continental Classic, lost, and then they gave us an update on Dynamite that he was hospitalized, and they're going to give us a further update on like if he's going to still wrestle in the Continental Classic on Collision on Saturday. Reports are that it's legit that he was hospitalized, but he was able to leave. It's very mysterious right now on Darby if it's like legit or if it's a work. I mean, Darby Allin's been going balls to the wall his entire career. So, and he's, kind of an undersized guy, smaller guy. So you wonder how long he can keep up this pace, and is this stuff going to catch up with him? And unfortunately, some of these things may have caught up with them, and he might be hurt. Hopefully, T's and P's to him, nothing too serious. He can continue to be in the tournament, but just a little air of mystery right now in terms of his future.
Yes, yes, yes. Also, T's and P's going out to AJ Lee and CM Punk. Larry, their dog, is no longer with us.
Yeah, the CM Punk entrance on Survivor Series hits a lot different now. He had the Larry's dad jacket, and clearly he was clutching it, a little emotional. Was fired up, which you can say, oh, he was just selling war games, but maybe at that point either Larry had passed or was on the verge. So, yeah, it's an unfortunate situation because Larry was a legend in the wrestling business. Remember in AEW, he like ran around the ring like before a show.
Yeah. I just saw those videos again from the Brock Lesnar guy. Let's get into SmackDown real quick. The MFTs defeat Sammy and friends in a traditional Survivor Series match. Solo Sikoa being the sole survivor for his team. You love to see it.
Yeah, clearly building up Solo a little bit for that Gunther match on Raw.
Which we'll talk about because that was fire.
And it was a solid match. We hopefully next year we kind of move away from the War Games. We can get a little bit back into the traditional Survivor Series matches. Or
I love teams of five strive to stay alive. I love it.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be all of them like the early days of Survivor Series, but just have like one or two matches, maybe like a title match on Survivor Series.
We can get 5 matches. We can get a traditional.
I'm just saying, like back in the early days, every single match was a Survivor Series match.
Yeah. Then it moved away from that. I think what 90 5.
I was gonna say I think the first 5 were like all tag matches for the most part.
Yeah, no. Then eventually it went.
It morphed into a standard pay per view with the tag matches kind of in there as a mid card act.
98 was Deadly Games, the tournament for the title. Yeah. Inside the ring, AMC they are in business with TNA. January 15th, 2026 is when they will air the first Thursday night Dynamite 11 p.m. to 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. So yeah, man, good business on their part. I heard rumors that the WWE TNA partnership is now going to be coming to an end. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, congrats to TNA. They've been looking for a TV contract for quite some time. They finally got it. I believe I have AMC on YouTube TV. I didn't have Pop or whatever they are on now.
Bro, did you remember Destination America? Do you remember those?
I remember Destination America. I had that on DirecTV for whatever reason. And yeah, there was a weird time, that post-Spike era, where they were just kind of bouncing around on like these 4th, 5th rate networks.
4th, 5th rate. Correct.
Is Destination America still a thing?
I think TNA kept it on. And then they moved over. Didn't Destination America become Pop? It was a lot, but congratulations to TNA. I'm happy that these guys have found a home on television so they can truly showcase their talents. TNA has been doing some amazing work. AEW
can't confirm. Destination America has been on the air since 1996.
What?
Yep.
Is it still a thing?
So originally it was the Discovery. It was like a Discovery Channel, but not like the Discovery Channel, but it was like an offshoot of that. And then now it's evolved into Destination America.
Is it still on?
It's still on, is what it says according to the Wikipedia.
So then what was Pop TV? Was that the same thing or was it a different thing?
That was a different thing. Pop
Yeah,
TV Network. Is Pop TV still a thing?
yeah.
It
Is the Access Channel
is.
still a thing? Remember?
And here we go. Pop TV had been on since 1981 because it used to be the TV Guide channel.
Okay. Okay.
There you go.
There we go. I remember the TV Guide channel. Those were good
The
times.
TV Guide channel, for those kids who don't remember, there would like be a little sliver of TV on the very top, usually like ads or something, but then at the bottom it just had a scrolling thing of a TV because you couldn't click and have a guide on your TV. So you had to have the TV Guide channel to see what was
Yeah.
on if you don't want to surf.
And then of course there was a TV Guide book. Yeah, man. It was
I
a
mean,
good time.
I think there was like Goldberg and Stone Cold, and like there was a wrestling ones back in like the late '80s or late '90s.
Yeah, yeah.
Good times, good times.
AEW Revolution is going to be happening in Los Angeles March 15th. We going?
Maybe. I was like, ooh, because I remember I was thinking about going this past year, right? It was in LA this year, right? Not last year. I forget. Time's a flat circle. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's in March, so it's like right before WrestleMania. We're trying to save up. We're trying to go.
I mean, it's
But
a
you know, it's
a quick
LA.
little.
It's a quick little trip. You know, whether you want to drive a few hours or a quick little, 45-minute flight, whatever you want. So we'll see. You know, maybe it'll be a last minute call depending on what the car is looking like.
That is true. That is true. See if see if we can make some things happen. If the plug hits us up, are you down?
Yeah. I mean,
All right.
maybe
All right.
get out in front, give me a little time, ask for that day off, and we'll make it happen.
All right. All right. Claudio Castagnoli wins the CMLL championship. Shout out to Claudio.
Yeah, kind of a random one. He wrestled Gran Guerrero on I don't think any relation to Eddie, but he wrestled him.
Bro, Cena mentioned him. He's not going to show up. Is he going to show up at Saturday night's main event, at least in the crowd?
I guess not. I don't know. But shout out Claudio. He beat Guerrero, I think Friday or Saturday, and now we have a WWE person holding AAA's top prize and a AEW person holding a
Dude,
CMLL top prize.
if I were to tell you at the beginning of 2020 that in the span of like 4.5 years that Kenny Omega, the biggest star AEW had, or I mean one of the biggest stars AEW had, would hold the same championship that Eddie Guerrero's son would hold. Would you thought it was crazy?
Here we are.
Here we are, bro. The AAA title has a crazy lineage from Kenny Omega to Dominic Mysterio. You love to see it. Let's get into Monday Night Raw, the Vision segment. So Logan Paul officially joins the Vision. And then because Bron Breakker pinned CM Punk at War Games, they've made it official. The first Raw of the new year, January 5th. But I mean the day before, all I'm saying is, Wrestle Kingdom and something else is popping off. But yes, January 5th is the 1 year anniversary of Raw on Netflix. We are going to do Bron Breakker versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then Bron Breakker goes on to cut what many people are calling a career-changing promo. Some people have said it's up there with the pipe bomb. I'm not going to go that far. But hell of a promo from Bron Breakker. Talks about how, Punk tried to end his career, but with that doomsday device landed on his head. He says that Punk said backstage WrestleMania, well, congrats on all the success. Let's see if you can hang with the big dogs and cut a promo. And then he said, well, consider the promo cut because you're about to step in the ring with the real best in the world. I said, damn.
Excited to see Braun and Punk both in ring and on the microphone to see what they can do. We talked about how maybe WWE's getting a little too old and we need some fresh blood, and we're finally getting a little insertion of that with Bron Breakker. The promo itself, I thought was a really good promo from Braun. Probably, maybe best of his career, definitely kind of best in WWE. My problem was I didn't like how they framed it as like you said, like a career, the best promo ever, because they were clearly going for that, and I think they sold it a little too hard because it then kind of took me out of the moment of like, okay, like clearly, like in a wrestling sense, you're not supposed to like be cutting these great promos. You're just talking crap to your opponent. And I
But
think
no,
they kind of forced it a little too much, in my opinion. It's like,
I
oh my God, it was
I
such a great promo.
yeah, I do think they did oversell it like that. But there are times in certain wrestlers' careers where they cut that one promo where you do realize, okay, the change is happening, like something big is about to be afoot. And
And
that's
I'm not saying it can't, that wasn't that, but I was just saying like just the outward talking about it like that is
yeah,
what I
yeah,
had
yeah,
an
yeah,
issue
yeah.
with.
I'm with you on that, but I'm like it was like a level up. Like okay, the, I can talk. I can obviously do the in ring stuff. And there have been a slew of guys in the game where the wrestling was on point, the mic work, some better talkers than in ring performers. You will say, but yeah, I mean, Braun, this was a massive level up, and I mean, it's gonna have to. He's gonna have to be able to hold his own on the mic because CM Punk is one of the best to ever do it. So, this was a very very good start to see where Bron Breakker is gonna go. And then the clips going around him slamming that mic down, and then Logan Paul just catches it and goes, "Hot damn!"
I do like the pairing with Logan Paul and the Vision because he can kind of doesn't have to do a lot of the heavy lifting, but he can just kind of be like that smarmy heel, kind of in the background, and he
He's the
doesn't
hype
have
man,
to.
low key, right?
Yeah, he's there, but he's not like the center of attention where he kind of maybe a little beaten a little too much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rey Mysterio slapped Logan Paul a little later in the show.
I mean, if that's a match on Raw, maybe that's going to be another one of those matches on the Netflix anniversary. I'd be fine with that. I mean, we haven't really got.
Remember?
When's the last time Ray's wrestled? Has he wrestled since the injury? No, he's just kind of been in the
No,
background.
no, he's just been in the background. Oh no, he wrestled Cena's last Raw. Remember the 6 man?
Oh yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
he wrestled that one, but outside of that, he hasn't really been doing too
yeah.
much.
Remember, Logan Paul beat Rey Mysterio to win the United States Championship.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. LA Knight wins. Yeah, he advances to the finals of the last time is now tournament. Him and Jay have a really solid, good match. Uh, Gets the crucifix pin on Jay. Jay looks disappointed. Lost at War Games. Lost at this one. Just kind of battling through his mind, and eventually Jay crashes out, knocks over all the Prime stuff. Just starts flipping out. And then we see him backstage, and Jackie Redmond's trying to talk to him. They have a good rapport we've seen on social media, and she kind of sold it like, "Hey Jay, it's me," like, and he's like, "Nah, like I'm done." Like, what did Roman say? Those titles will look better on his shoulders, but not mine. So yeah, the character change we've been waiting from Jey Uso is about to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you think maybe he was gonna get to the almost top and maybe lose to Gunther in the finals, and then he crashes up. But given it that he lost in the semifinals, makes it a little bit more surprising. Get maybe a little more justified, a little more anger for him not even getting that close. And we've been waiting for it for a long time. I would assume he's gonna drop the yeet. Maybe like as an entrance, he might not drop the word entirely because those merch sales could still be going crazy for the kids. But I'm intrigued to see where a maybe more serious Jey Uso would land, whether that's a heel or just a serious babyface.
Just need a little character change, a little attitude change. That's it. Like all right, enough's enough. It's time to really get down to business. He's been talking about getting back to the world championship. So let's see how close he gets. Let's see what this happens in the coming weeks. Moving on from that, the Judgment Day is on Monday Night Raw. They're all back in full force, all 6 of them. Which funny stat, bro, I just saw on the internet. The first person to beat John Cena for a championship at WWE was Carlito. First person to beat him for a world title was Edge. Last person to beat him for a championship was Dominic Mysterio. All members of the Judgment Day.
There you go. Judgment Day runs John Cena's career.
Yeah, look at it. But yes, they're all there. Liv Morgan says she's back, and she says they're coming for everything. Interesting segment. She's backstage, runs into Stephanie Vicaire. And then what the women stand tall at the end of the women's tag match, right? When all
Yep.
Kyrie and Oscar run out there, and Bailey and Lyra's the tag champs. I'm not opposed to seeing that at all. And then Raquel and Roxanne tries to hand the tag title to Liv, but Liv's like, no, here, you hold it up. So it's a nice little refresh. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, clearly they're going to do something. They're going to do something with Liv and Roxy eventually. Whether it's fighting over Dom or just
Well,
fighting each other. I
but
don't
they
know.
never did that though. It seemed
Well,
like
there was clearly some sort of tension, at least maybe not on Liv's case because she's kind of like that Joker character who's all over the place. But you could definitely tell like Roxanne was maybe a little uneasy or kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop.
yeah. So did they ruin the the fake out turn with Liv?
What do you mean? A swerve's a swerve, bro.
I mean, like with like at Survivor Series with her. I mean, she didn't really like slap Dom. I know she hit him and then like jumped into Cena's thing, which I don't think we really talked about. Her doing the Cena turn to Cena was it the chef's kiss on the whole thing?
I mean, just another one of those happy coincidences in WWE because storytelling in cinema, as they say, as the kids say.
I mean, I was it Cena's karma for what he did to Cody Rhodes and turning heel? I mean, the same exact way that
Maybe well, they almost kind of
the
Men in
facial
Black memory swiped us on the Cena heel turn.
the facial expression, the kick to the wham bam, the hitting with the championship. Was it all his karma for what he did to Cody Raheem Rhodes?
I mean, and he also, don't forget he stole Eve Torres from Zack Ryder back in the day. John Cena, not a great guy.
He, okay, Eve was pressing on John. John wasn't with that. Remember what he said? He lost a broski for a hoskie, and then the hoskie song came out. Good times. But yeah, Judgment Day stands tall. So good stuff overall. With all of this. Gunther defeated Solo. Man, well, this was a hell of a match. This was fun.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Gunther. I mean, he's gonna have really good matches, and shout out Solo. I mean, he carried his end. This might be Solo's maybe best match on the main roster, maybe of his career. I don't know, but it was a damn good match, and heel is always going to be kind of weird,
But
but
they made it work.
yeah, they did make it work. Gunther is a heel, but people like him, and he's just kind of like a killer.
He was,
Solo.
I mean, with the low blow to finish the match, he was more of the heel in the match. Gave the low blow to Talatonga as well. Just good work all around. He kept working over the thumb, kept slamming it down, twisting it, everything. Just good work.
Yeah, so I would assume Gunther is gonna be the person to face Cena between Knight and Gunther. I mean, I would say Knight can take the loss, but then that means like Knight's gonna beat Gunther. I don't see that. So, and I think Cena is probably more adamant on if he is, about putting over the next generation, even though Gunther is not a spring chicken. I think it'd be more for Gunther would elevate more than LA Knight would, I would say. I think people might maybe not resent LA Knight, but they're not going to be like happy that LA Knight won.
I mean, they'll be fine. It's LA Knight. They'll be fine. But yeah, I mean, if Gunther were to do it, I mean, that'd be a hell of a run this year.
I mean, between the two, Gunther's younger,
Sure.
if that means anything. Even though Gunther's like what 38, 39.
But I mean, if LA Knight won, it'd be a nice little shock and surprise, and then you could do something there. But with Gunther, I mean, that'd be a hell of a run to have two reigns as world champion this year and to retire Goldberg and John Cena in the same calendar year. That'd be something.
Are we gonna ever flesh out this whole NXT main roster thing that Cena talked about? I mean, I know we have a week to go, but
I think it's just gonna be exhibition matches.
I'm just like, okay, whatever. I mean, clearly it's all about Cena, so like I'm not tripping about that, but it's like that was supposed to be Cena's whole thing about the match or about the show, and we haven't even. I feel like we haven't even talked about it. Like I don't watch NXT, but we haven't.
Why not, bro? NXT's phenomenal.
I see things. I keep my ears to the streets. Zari and Soruka are having a little spat. They're not.
I hate it. I hate it.
I know.
I hate it. I really do. AJ Lee retained the tag titles.
That would be the tag team of AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, not AJ Lee, the women's wrestler.
Yes.
But yeah.
Hell of a finish.
Yeah, great finish.
Bro.
I think AJ might have gotten AI, not AI, but some like fan account that kind of looks like Swerve Strickland tweeted about the simulators between that and like some Young Bucks AEW moves, and I don't know if AJ was thinking that was Swerve Strickland, but yeah, he responded to that.
Wait, what? Is it still up?
It probably, yeah, it got like 18,000 likes. it was like some like AEW fan account that kind of does look like Sword Strickland's account talked about not like I don't know how bad it was. Well, I even in the tweet itself, he said that the person said that they like both AJ and Dragon, but that AJ came out and said like, oh yeah, just because you use a move doesn't mean it's yours. So it's like open
Okay, I
source
see it
or
right here. He says, in pro wrestling, you can't claim moves. They may be your signature, but those are still open to the public. Any confident wrestler wouldn't ever change that. Calm down, guys.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know if he was just speaking just to that one specific person, or if he did maybe think it was Swerve. Because I'd be honest, I thought it was Swerve at first. But then it was like, why would Swerve be tweeting about the Young Bucks? But yeah, so
But
there's a
then he
little.
also somebody else was like, nobody is claiming this maneuver, but they're simply playing that you're borrowing from your friends. AJ responds, but if we do it again, is that borrowing or stealing? The answer is neither. The job is entertainment. Hell yeah, AJ.
Talk to him.
Yeah. Um.
AEW happened. Dynamite. We had Eddie Kingston and Samoa Joe gonna have a match next week at Winter is Coming. So they're kind of big event in December. They're having like two shows. They're having one in Atlanta next week, and they're gonna have another one coming up in Glasgow. So AEW is going to cross the Atlantic and go overseas to the UK in a couple weeks. So get ready for that. But Kingston.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Before we get to AW, I have to say this. I just saw the New Day turned heel a year ago, bro. What the hell? What the hell?
What the hell?
We didn't.
One of the best heel turns in the modern era, just completely wasted.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. What the hell? All right, back to AW.
So Kingston cut I thought a pretty good promo on Samoa Joe. Just kind of talked about what the hell happened to him. You know, he used to be like this indie god and one of the best champions of all time, and now he's basically a prick. So clearly, I think Kingston's going to lose to Joe, and Kingston since returning hasn't exactly been the best in the ring, unfortunately. He's up there. He carries a little bit extra weight, and he's just not the same guy he was pre-injury, which is a shame because you know me, I was hammering that Eddie Kingston should have been the one to beat MJF back in his original title run, but did not happen. So now he's finally getting his title shot here against Samoa Joe, and he's probably just kind of going to be a one-off. And Hook is probably going to interfere, and we're going to go off to like a Hook Eddie Kingston feud off of this. We continue with these Continental Classic matches, which is kind of the bulk of a lot of these Dynamites. Good matches overall from all of them. Okada defeated Pac in a kind of a roll-up sense. Good match from both of those guys. So Okada has 3 points, Pac has 3 points, but Kyle Fletcher leads the Gold League because he has 6 points after he defeated Kevin Knight, who also has 3 points as well. So we'd had a little family dynamic between the Don Callis family with Fletcher, Okada, and Takeshita. Clearly, Takeshita and Okada aren't getting along, but that's probably going to culminate at the finals or semifinals, maybe, of this tournament. We got the women's tag team tournament going on still with Mina and Tony defeating Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir. Okay match. I thought we'd done away with the holiday gimmick matches. We didn't have anything on Halloween, I don't think, for WWE or AEW, but goddamn it, we brought it back for Christmas. We had Christmas wrapped tables and candy canes and all this other. It's not even Christmas time. I mean, yes, it's Christmas time, but it's not Christmas week yet. What are we doing? It was December 3rd when the show aired, but Luther came back dressed up as Santa and gave Tony Storm a shoe, and she used it on Marina Shafir and got the win. So in the finals is going to be Mina and Tony taking on the Babes of Wrath, which is Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale for the women's tag titles next week. I think you can go either which way on the finish. If you want to kind of put it on the bigger stars, it's Tony and Mina, but the actual, I think, tag team, if you want to just kind of relegate them to like the mid card and it's a fun little thing, then you can just put it on Willow and Harley. Main event was the Death Riders exploding between Claudio and Mox, and Claudio ends up beating Moxley, just clean as a sheet, no shenanigans, no split from the Death Riders, and Claudio has 6 points, I believe, and Moxley has 3 because he won on Collision or he won whatever. I don't have the table in front of me, but Claudio beats Mox, but no breakup yet. But clearly they're telling the story of maybe Mox losing a little bit of his mojo right now. So that was AEW.
Yeah, Claudio, he got over on him clean. So are they not kicking Mox out? What's going on?
Not yet, but I would not be shocked if it happens sooner rather than. I mean, it was kind of segmented where Moxley came out with Marina, and then Claudio came out alone. But when he emerged from his little tunnel, he did have everybody else, Danny and Wheeler and Pac on his side. So clearly, it does seem like it is segmented, and Mox will probably be kicked out sooner rather than later. We also got a Dark Order match on Dynamite in the year of our Lord
Whoa,
2025.
whoa! There's still a thing.
They're basically like ROH guys now, but they had a match with the Ops minus Samoa Joe, but insert Hook, and they lost, unfortunately. Yeah, and Hangman Page came out after the fact and cleared house, and yeah, so no swerve, I don't think on this show, but we did get Hangman.
No swerve, bro.
No, no swerve, bro.
Damn, bro. John Cena posted 4 hours ago the end. Oh, that makes me sad. We're gonna have to do we're gonna have to. That Saturday night's main event recap is gonna have to be something.
Yep, I mean, over under an hour of John Cena on the television on that Saturday night's main event.
What'd you say?
Over under 1 hour John Cena on television at that Saturday night's main event.
Uh,
Match plus speech plus whatever happens afterwards.
yeah. I see he's being advertised for the Raw after Mania. So, are they just gonna throw him in the hall that fast?
I don't know.
I feel like.
I mean, he said wrestling. He didn't say he's going away forever.
Well, yeah,
So,
no, he's still gonna make appearances and whatnot. But I'm just like, can we miss him a little bit before we just throw him in the Hall of Fame?
I mean, they are hurting for top attractions. So,
What? No, I mean, they still have big attractions. Batista never went in. John, obviously, The Rock still isn't in. They still have some ones that they can go to.
Batista's kind of the only one I would see them doing because I don't think The Rock's going in now.
Jericho's obviously one that they can always get. Yeah.
Get the Big Show. Let him be the main event.
I mean, Big Show had a great career. Yeah, he could headline a Hall of Fame.
I don't know how many seats he's selling, but
That's the Big Show, man. Come on now. Everybody remembers
star of the Big Show.
Well, it's the bill. Yep.
Sorry. Star of the Big Show. That's on
Yes.
me.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us. Thank you so much. We will be back next week with another Bully Cast. This Friday, it is sold out. The Newark Pavilion, Not So Silent Night BTW. You don't want to miss it. Karrion Kross and Scarlett unfortunately cannot make it anymore. They had something come up. But Von Vertigo versus Jaya Jewel, Vert Vixen versus Alicia Risk for the BTW Women's Championship. Who else is on this card? You got Shane Haste going up against Aaron Solo for the BTW title. Beatrice Domino's going up against Jerry Gigolo. Los Suavecitos versus Chris Nasty and Jordan Cruz. Alan Angels versus Starboy Charlie. The winner faces your guy, QT Marshall.
Ooh.
Yes. Also, Toa Leona and Harley Cameron will be in action. Alpha Zoe, Very Morales, and Flying Lion Marcus Lewis, and so many more. You don't want to miss it. Thank you guys so much. As always, be safe and stay dangerous. A yes, sir.